A big price tag even for Big Pharma. Novo Nordisk spent more than $11 million on wooing prescribers to promote popular weight loss drugs like Ozempic. Yahoo Finance's Anjalee Khemlani has been covering the latest, and she joins me now with an update. Anjalee, what's the latest?
That's right, Rochelle. We know that, of course, pharma has been known for their lobbying tactics over the years, but this is just another example. Novo Nordisk spending $11 million on food and travel for doctors, specifically to discuss Ozempic, its potential blockbuster here for weight loss and type 2 diabetes. One of the things to remember is that this is not the first time that we've heard such numbers. Over the years, companies have spent tens of millions of dollars doing the same. In particular, Novo Nordisk has been pushing the idea of obesity as a chronic disease, lobbying Congress for the past decade or so. It has spent more than $5 million just last year alone, and continually sponsored or had some say, rather, on the Treatment for Obesity Act. And so this is just the latest example of that. They've also hosted a number of policy events in a number of states, and bills have been introduced in many of these states, almost all 50 alone. And that's according to some of the reporting that we've done here at Yahoo Finance. And of course, Stat News out with that 11 million. So all told, just shining a light on what we see happening in the pharma space. The Affordable Care Act basically established a provision to ensure that this kind of activity and these relationships do have some transparency. And so this information does largely come from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Now, Novo Nordisk, of course, has a lot on the line here. They are the market leader for GLP-1 drugs. Those are the latest drugs like Wegovy and Ozempic. They treat type 2 diabetes largely and have recently been also approved for weight loss. And we know that there's competition coming down the line. Even though GLP-1s are a class of drugs that are not new, the latest versions of them, latest formulas are really seeing competition, like from Eli Lilly's Mounjaro and Pfizer as well with its oral version. So a lot coming up in the market and a lot on the line for Novo Nordisk to ensure that doctors are aware of their products, even though we all know the latest celebrity trends have really taken care of that.
I mean, it's true. It's all over social media. It's always something that we see now on a lot of these Google searches. And I mean, US drug maker Moderna also just struck a massive deal overseas. What's the latest with them?
That's right. Moderna inked a deal with China, or at least announced a relationship to invest more than $1 billion. And that's the latest move for this company. We know it was a small biotech not too long ago, but it really is following a trend of what other big pharma already know. China is a strong market. Anything that happens over there often hits their bottom line. Their earnings calls and earnings reports, you can see that impact on a quarterly basis. Now, Moderna specifically is going to be focusing on developing their key mRNA product pipeline, and that's something that has been unique. To date, China has only had a relationship with Pfizer for any products as well from the pandemic, but this really signifies a new class of medicines. Now, in a statement to us, Moderna said, quote, "Any medicines produced under this agreement will be exclusively for China, so it's not going to be exported. This is not just another part of the pipeline. It will feed directly into China's medicine." And this is something that China has been focusing on, recently, of course, with the tensions. We know Janet Yellen, of course, just stepping down in Beijing, trying to rekindle the relationship that has been tense since the pandemic. China also saying just a day before that they are looking to expand and open the door for a foreign pharma. Like I mentioned, they already have these relationships, but the big biotech boom that we saw in recent years, spurred by the pandemic in particular, we know that they focused inwardly on their products, has really helped, spur this idea that they should be opening the doors. They are opening their doors. And so we'll just have to see how many others are going to be coming along. We know that, for example, other large pharma companies have taken visits to China in recent months and have come back pretty excited about what they see as the local market, which shifts away from what has been just an active ingredient market or generic copycat market over the years.
Certainly a huge serviceable market there, second biggest economy in the world. A big thank you there to our very own Anjalee Khemlani.